So the Indiana Fever are facing off against the Washington Mystics tonight, and this is going to be a much tougher game than people think. So the Mystics have been pretty poor recently. They did beat the Sky, but everyone beats the Sky. They beat the Storm, but everyone beats the Storm. But they lost to the Storm. They got pummeled by the Atlanta Dream. This game was embarrassing, but the problem is that this is the Indiana Fever, or this is the Indiana Fever they're playing. This is their Super Bowl. Shakira Alston's still there. Lauren Betts played against Atlanta. The Indiana Fever are playing with an injured Leah Boston, who may or may not play. Like, I don't know if Aaliyah's playing. Nobody knows if Aaliyah's playing. So, because we don't know if Aaliyah Boston's playing, this could change everything, because at least we know Demira's Dantas is back, I guess. But we're potentially looking at a squad who have Mo Billings, KK Timpson, who could potentially be starting. No, they're not going to start KK Timpson, but it's Mo Billings, KK, and MHA. I like Maisha Hines-Allen, but for what she is, which is a good role player. If Maisha Hines-Allen's a starter, something's seriously wrong with your team. That being said, they might have to go into that. So the Indiana Fever come in as minus 5.5 point favorites, given the advantage on ESPN. And you've got Aaliyah Boston, who is questionable. If you guys don't know, questionable means there's a 50-50 chance that they play. There is a absolutely there's a 50-50 chance whether or not she goes and plays. But we're now at a situation where, how exactly are they going to live with two of them? They absolutely cannot live with both Kiki Iriafen and Shakira Alston. They just can't. It's an Indiana Fever team. I think Caitlin Clark's going to just go nuclear. Caitlin Clark is nearly a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Shit. Who's leading WNBA in turnovers? Caitlin Clark's averaging 1.5 less turnovers. Caitlin Clark, Angels at 3.9. Damn. Caitlin almost had it in the least turnovers. But yeah, it's one of those things now where you have got a player in Caitlin Clark who has to go off. They have to win the guard battle because you're losing the forward battle. And Citron versus Kelsey Mitchell. Caitlin's got to guard Citron probably. Lexi Hull can't guard Citron. If we're being very, very real here, Lexi Hull has no ability whatsoever to guard Sonia Citron. Citron just ran around. Citron gave her put 30 on her head. Sophie Cunningham can't guard Citron. You're realistically going... Caitlin Clark is going to have to guard Sonia Citron for large chunks of this game if they want to win. You got 2 game time decisions. Aaliyah is listed as questionable, which is a bit more severe. But if you're looking here, the Fever concede less points than the Mystics. How? I don't know. But they do concede less points per game than the Mystics. They do score 6 more points per game, though. And again, the Fever in every counting stat are leading. And for everyone saying, the Fever have a better record by 1. The Washington Mystics also have, if you're looking at the Mystics, they have faced the Liberty, as have the Fever. But again, it was the no Phoebish, no Lainey Hamilton Liberty. They've lost to the Lynx. They lost to the Dream. They lost to the Sparks. This team still has the Fever's number. The Washington Mystics beat the Fever last year. I'm pretty sure. Didn't they? Caitlin hasn't played. It was Caitlin's first time against the... Did the Mystics beat the Fever last year? I just need to check. So Citron, game log 2025. I think they beat them at the end of the year. Oh, sorry, at the very end of the year, the Mystics bench basically. The Mystics did not give a shit. Look at how the Mystics ended last year. Is that 10-game losing streak? They were so bad. But they beat the Indiana Fever last year in a non-meaningless game. They beat the Indiana Fever early in the year by 9. And the Fever beat them in a... Oh, sorry. Yeah. They beat Indy. Yeah, they beat Indy earlier in the year, and Fever beat them in the Commission's Cup based on Dwana Bonner going nuclear and Ari McDonald hooping. But like at this stage, the Mystics in their last win of the season beat the Fever, and it's the Fever to go 18-17. So like Fever were on the ropes, and they let Citron have 21 on them, and they held Kelsey Mitchell to 14. Like I want to see Kelsey Mitchell how she played last year, because she was horrendous in this game. She was so bad in that overtime loss. Like, actually horrific. Against the Mystics last year, I'm not counting again. This game doesn't count. She only played 25 herself. But she had 14 in the loss. She had 14 the last start of the year, and then she hooped in the game they won. So it's like, this player hasn't played well against this Mystics team. And the one positive thing is, like, the Mystics are in shameless tank mode. Like, as in they put Georgia Amore sees the floor. If this team was not in, like, shameless tank mode, Georgia Amore would never see the floor, and we wouldn't be talking about this. Jesus, sorry. We wouldn't be talking about this at all. We would not be talking about this. Because, again, this team is in shameless tank mode. My prediction is, I think the Indiana Fever are going to win. Because I don't know how much the Mystics give a fuck. Like, the Mystics can't win. But the problem is the Sky suck, so the Mystics can try to win. Like, Sidney Johnson's not as bad a coach as he's looked this season. Like, he's not as bad a coach as he's looked. He's looked absolutely horrific. But, like, I don't think he's a great coach. He's not this bad a coach. Like, we saw last year when the Mystics were hunting for the playoffs, that he looked pretty good. And then the Mystics, all of a sudden, the second they traded Brittany Sykes, they went to tank mode and he looked incompetent. So, like, I think he's the coach / GM. And I do feel like, depending on how the Sky are going, he might step up. He might step up and he might go and be a big reason why they win, or he could toss this game and they could lose it. But I don't think the Fever are the type of team that are going to let Lauren Betts cook them. Like, they're going to let Lauren Betts, who's averaging what's Lauren Betts averaging on the season? Lauren Betts averaging 5.6 points per game, and she's had one game in her career where she scored more than 11 points, and I think 8 of the 11 points came in garbage time. She has had 0 games in her career where she has scored double digits without garbage time minutes. The Fever are the type of team that will let Lauren Betts, that will absolutely let Lauren Betts go and, like, give them some damage. Like, this is the type of team that'll go and do that. But yeah, look, they saved the reputation of Cam Brink initially, Indiana, and I think there's a good chance they do some reputation saving against Betts. But I don't think the Fever are incompetent enough to lose to a team that's trying to lose. Like, I don't think they're bad enough to do that. Like, I don't love the Fever, but, like, again, there were some tactical blunders made in the game against the Liberty, who are a good team. The Liberty are undefeated with Leo Fibish this season. They're a good team. Satu, the Fever made Satu look good, and some very odd refereeing. Like, there was a game that if you watch that game, the Fever should have won. The Liberty, it wasn't that the Fever threw it away, the Liberty took it, but, like, the Fever should have won. And Liberty are pretty good. So I just don't see a situation where the Indiana Fever are bad enough to lose to this iteration of the Mystics team. Again, if Sidney Johnson gets the calls from the higher ups, well, I was, let's say, from the GM and stuff, I was like, he is the GM. If Sidney Johnson feels like this team has a shot of making the playoffs, and the Mystics want to go and win this game, then okay, maybe this is a losable game because it's in Washington. I just don't. And look, maybe for Sidney Johnson to get people on his side in Washington, he's not going to want to throw this game away. I just don't see how. Even though I think the Fever are going to lose the inside battle, I don't see how the Fever lose the guard battle. Even if Sonia Citron goes for 30, I don't see how you can lose the Georgia Amor or Alicia Flores on Caitlin Clark matchup. I just don't. So Indiana is my prediction. I have to say that is unfortunate for me. It might be unfortunate because I have predicted 8 of 10 games wrong for the Fever. Like, what would the Fever's record be in my games predicted? Like, I have predicted, I just want to see when it comes down to the games. So I predicted the Fever to beat Dallas, lose to LA, beat Washington, beat Seattle, beat Portland. So based on my predictions, I had the Indiana Fever when they were 3-2, 4-1. I predicted them to lose to Golden State. So they were 4-2. I predicted them to be 4-2. I predicted them to lose to Golden State. So I got this one. And then I changed my mind at halftime. At halftime, I said they were going to win. So I said they were going to beat Portland. I said they were going to lose to Atlanta. I said they were going to beat New York. I think I had the Indiana Fever. Sorry, lost there. I think I had the Indiana Fever 5-5. But I predicted 8 of 10 wrong. I'm like, my prediction for the record in the season is great for Indiana. It's just terrible in individual games. But I'm predicting Indiana Fever to win.